in the breakdown live.
Max David, thank you very much for your commentary this evening. That's right, a 3-0 victory for Arsenal in the end, match day 2. A perfect record in the Europa League so far. 2 matches, 6 points. Adrian, Clarke, that's exactly what the doctor would have ordered.
Absolutely, yeah. We had a few glitches, didn't we, with the internet tonight, all of us.
Yeah.
but on the pitch, thankfully, the team did the job, didn't they? It wasn't perfect. Certainly not in the first half an hour or so. But once Arsenal got their noses in front, got that 3-0 lead in quick-fire fashion, that they could basically just toy with Dundalk. I find it slightly surprising that we didn't add to the tally and rack up 4, 5 or 6 there. But ultimately, it was a solid enough performance. And some of the younger players, I think, acquitted themselves excellently tonight. The likes of Willock and Nelson definitely took a step forward. So that I think is the big positive. And look, 6 points after 2 games. If we win the next one, we've pretty much got our foot in the next round, and then we really can ease off and rest the big guns for the final group games.
Well, here's a stat for you, Adrian, because I've got the match stats are in front of me on the screen here. They've just come up. I'll give you a few of the stats. Total attempts 24-4, 6 on target for us, 1 for them. But the one that stands out for me is fouls committed.
Okay,
20 for Arsenal. 0 fouls committed by Dundalk.
That's incredible. Well, they're either incredibly clean and fair and whatnot, or they just couldn't get near us. It's remarkable. In a way, you would have thought it would have been the other way around because we spent so long on the ball that but there you go. Yeah, it's a very weird stat. That one might not be repeated for many seasons to come, I suspect.
No, I can't imagine so. And just to update you on the other game between Molde and Rapid Vienna, that one finished 1-0 to Molde. So the 2 teams, us and Molde, at the top of the group on 6 points. So next week's match, I mean, it's not all to play for, but I guess, it will separate, hopefully, us from them when we get the 3 points there.
Yeah. Well, I think Molde are probably the ones to beat in the group. They're more Rapid Vienna of this competition, but look, Arsenal are going to top this group. I don't think there's any doubt at all about that. Spurs lost earlier on today, didn't they, to Antwerp in Belgium? So with a pretty strong starting 11, I noticed as well. So you can have banana skins in this competition. You can come a cropper if your attitude isn't right. So let's not take it for granted just yet, but yeah, we're in a great position to cruise through to the next stage. And as we know, this competition really starts in earnest in the new year, doesn't it? When we get to those knockout rounds.
Yep, already looking forward to those. Right, let's crack on with the first of the 3 things that we've learnt from tonight's performance then. And our first thing is Reiss Nelson and Joe Willock state their cases for a Premier League start. They've had lots of love on social media, as you can imagine, loads of tweets flying around and messages. We've got one here saying Willock and Reiss looking like our main avenues today, which I like to see from those guys. Ainsley Maitland-Niles seems pretty involved down the left as well. All academy products, of course. Joseph says Willock looks on it. Nelson's drive would be welcome in the first team. Disappointed not to see Emil Smith-Rowe, but we may see him next week. Fingers crossed. Josh, Arsenal's movement is very good off the ball, especially Reiss Nelson and Joe Willock. Eddie and Nketiah trying to get in behind the defence as well. Another academy product mentioned there. I mean, this all bodes well for the Arsenal Academy.
Well, we got it. Yeah. Reiss definitely man of the match. I mean, I chucked it out there on my timeline. Who was your MOM, and it was pretty split actually. Chloe there says Reiss was definitely her MOM, but there's a lot of love for Joe Willock as well. But yeah, I think that's the big plus for tonight is that the Academy boys once again showed that they're more than good enough to play for Arsenal's first team. Now, if the Premier League team doesn't start improving their form, doesn't start to create more chances and to show that dynamism we're looking for inside the final third, then don't be surprised if Mikel Arteta does introduce a few of these boys into the first team just to freshen things up. They've certainly done their case, no harm this evening. For me, Joe Willock was just about the man of the match. I thought he got into some fantastic areas, but Reiss Nelson was very positive and direct, wasn't he? And I like his attitude. He's very, very keen to impress. He just needs more goals. If he can add goals to his game, Reiss Nelson, then he'll be knocking on the door for Premier League starts, no question.
He went on a lovely driving run midway through that second half, didn't he? He took on two players, skinned one, and then megged the second one, which was lovely.
Well, he's a very talented player. I remember years ago, because I've been doing this for a while now, and I remember he could only have been 14 or 15, and I was speaking to someone involved in the youth setup at Hale End, who's coming through, any names to look out for, and Reiss Nelson was the first name that they mentioned. Really? Yeah, we got a kid, Reiss Nelson, 14, 15. He's already good enough for the youth team. He'll be in the reserves before you know it. And that's what happened. But making that jump from where he is now to becoming an Arsenal regular in the way that Bukayo Saka has, that is the biggest jump of all. That's what, I found difficult. And everybody, almost all of the players that get taste of first team action, they don't actually establish themselves for the long haul. I think Saka's probably made that transition now. That's the next challenge for Reiss Nelson and for Joe Willock.
Yeah, and even Saka doesn't play every game, so it's difficult. It's not easy, that's for sure. Right, let's have a look at the second thing that we've learned from tonight's performance then. And it's this. Eddie Nketiah cements his reputation as a 6-yard predator. Very much so. Let's have a look at a tweet on this. Orbinio, what a stat this is. The total yardage of Eddie Nketiah's 10 goals for Arsenal is 50.5 yards, an average of just 5 yards. Box.
That is amazing. Has Orbinio got the old tape measure out? It's quite remarkable. I mean, that's pretty nerdy, but I like it. I mean, when you think about it, has he ever scored a goal from any kind of distance, Eddie Nketiah? I can't remember. They're almost always very, very close range, aren't they? But that's what he's about. And tonight, from a corner, and I noticed we're trying out these new corner routines. We were flooding around the keeper. And then at the point of impact, about 5 players just went boom, like a flower. Sort of opened up around the keeper, and it got nodded down, and there he was to sweep home. So the set piece coach would be happy tonight as well.
It's not too dissimilar to, I don't know if you saw what Carlo Ancelotti was saying about Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and we've seen how good he is at Everton so far this season. And Ancelotti was saying, I don't want you to take 2, 3, 4 touches before you score. If you can score with 1 touch, that's what I want. And, Eddie seems to be, really finding that role as a poacher in this side. He's
great in the box. I mean, he's England under 21's record goal scorer for a reason. He's a really clinical finisher. He's got a nose for chances, doesn't he? He smells where the ball's going to fall in the box. That's why he's got this far in his career so far. And to stick around at Arsenal, all he's got to do is keep putting the ball in the back of the net, and managers will always find a place for him in the squad. Yes, he could probably offer a little bit more at times in general play, but ultimately, Eddie needs to play in a team that's creating more chances. When you've got a penalty box predator like him, you need to be getting into the final third and delivering quality more often than Arsenal are at the moment. Once Arsenal click into gear creatively, and I'm sure that they will sooner rather than later, Eddie Nketiah will score a lot of goals because that's what he does best.
Hope you're right about that clicking into gear. I'm so ready for it. Right, let's have a look at the third and final thing that we've learned from tonight's performance then, and it is Pepe has a rocket of a right foot.
Wow, who'd have thought it?
I mean, everybody says he's so one-footed, but that was a great take with his right.
Well, I mean, Pepe, you never see him use his right foot, do you? He almost always chops back onto his left. I'm probably as guilty as anyone of assuming that he's got no right foot, but he showed he's got one tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing there's lots of tweets that have come in about it, as you can imagine. Crocky Dave TT says absolutely gorgeous right foot strike by Pepe. Let's have a look at the next one. Arsenal Magnus says Pepe with a smashing goal, top right corner with his right foot with almost no backlift. He did a little he nudged it in front of him and then just bang with his right. And John says if Pepe can start using his right foot like that consistently, this man could become a monster to deal with. Yeah, lots of Arsenal fans enjoying the goal, obviously, but equally some people saying they want to see it a little bit more consistently from our record signing.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, with the price tag that he came with, we did expect a little bit more, I think, from Nicolas Pepe. That's not being unfair on him. He's been a bit inconsistent. And his end product can be hit or miss. I mean, some of his set pieces tonight and in previous games have been really sort of all over the place. And he's much better than that. You see, when he curls the ball in the top corner with his left foot, as he did at Brighton, as he's done many times already in an Arsenal shirt, you just think, you could do that so much more. West Ham is another one. Remember him whipping it into the top bin there. He's capable of doing it. It's almost as if when he has no time to think about it, Pepe, that's when he pulls out the best moments. Tonight, he just swung his right foot at it. It was all natural. He didn't think about it at all. And it whizzes into the top corner. No keeper would have saved it. So, yeah, he's just an instinctive player. And look, he is worth persisting with because he's got these moments of brilliance in both feet clearly. But I also feel that we're right to expect a little bit more from him in general play. He costs an awful lot, and I do think he should be scoring and creating more chances.
All right. Adrian, thank you very much for your company this evening, as always. Just wanted to remind you of a few things, actually, that are coming up. Well, one of which is coming up tomorrow. We're doing a Twitch stream. If you don't follow Arsenal on Twitch just yet, make sure you do, at Arsenal Official on Twitch, 8 p.m, myself and Frimpong. If you're familiar with Arsenal on social media, you're probably familiar with Frimpong. He loves doing his kind of team talks and all kinds of crazy videos. It's me and him on the Twitch stream. I'm very much looking forward to it. Make sure you come and join us as we discuss the best goal against Manchester United. We're going to work it out on the Twitch stream tomorrow. Also, while you're online, you need to check out the In Lockdown podcast. If you haven't listened to any of those, there's so many amazing interviews that we've done with ex-players on that podcast. On season 2 alone, I think Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's on there, Nicolas Bentner, and Alexandre Lacazette as well. So do give that a listen. Thank you for watching. We're back on Sunday for the big one. We travel to Old Trafford to take on Manchester United, a game which all Arsenal fans want to win. Although the rivalry is not as spicy as it was maybe previously, you still want bragging rights over all of those Manchester United fans. And let's be honest, we all know a Manchester United fan, even if you live in the south of England. Right, it's a 4:30 kickoff, so make sure you join us on arsenal.com at around 4 p.m. We'll see you then. Take care.